A beautiful sky that is starting to light up in downtown Indianapolis this morning. It's not time for sunrise just yet, but when the sun finally does come up, it'll warm us up nicely. As we start your Tuesday, we are a little cooler than we were yesterday, but things are going to warm up just as nicely, maybe a little warmer today.
Look at that beautiful sky, a clear radar here over Indiana as we get this Tuesday started. I'd like to welcome you in here at 6 o'clock. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Julia, along with Julia and Matt here this morning. Yeah, smooth sailing, great weather ahead.
And we hope it stays that way. I know that we're kind of keeping an eye on radar this morning for those rain showers tonight, but the day is mostly clear, right, Matt?
And I think that's going to be the case day after day this week. Most of our rain chances are at night, if you're going to get a rain shower.
Do you say your grandma likes it that way?
She likes it that way.
Yes.
That's why she always told me, hey, I just wish it would rain at night. Well, Grandma, you're going to be happy. We're going to have some showers out there after about 8 o'clock, and maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but by the time you're waking up tomorrow morning, we're going to have clearing skies. The rain gets out of here, and you think, what rain are you talking about? You may see some wet spots, of course, on the road, but they won't last long because we'll quickly dry out. My goodness, it is a beautiful view here in Monroe County. Good morning in Bloomington, the campus of IU, which is very sleepy this morning because commencement ceremonies were last weekend. Purdue, we start having ours starting Thursday. Right now around Purdue, we're cold this morning. We're in the 30s. It's 39 around Lafayette and West Lafayette, 39 now reporting in Logansport. We're getting close to those 30s depending on where you are. We're watching you guys in Kokomo and Marion. It's just 42. Good morning in Muncie around Ball State. It's 44. We had commencement ceremonies 2 weeks ago. 44 in Zionsville, 45. Good morning in Brownsburg, more mid-40s to the east from Newcastle, down to 39 though in Richmond. 41 in Crawfordsville, farther south, holding on to some low mid-40s. It's chilly out there this morning. Bedford, it's 43, but enjoy lots of sun today and will quickly warm up as a warm front blasts on through. It's going to accelerate your wind up to about 35 miles per hour. It's going to be gusty today, but it will be warm. Today looks dry, but then tonight, wet. We'll let you know when some of the showers will arrive here in just a bit. Let's talk traffic this morning. Right now, roads, of course, are dry. They'll stay dry throughout the day today. You're looking live through some of the construction zones. Just want to show you a couple. Allisonville Road at I-465, we're moving fine. Finally getting some of that first light this morning. And then crews still working there along I-65 at Keystone. A lot of the ramps closed still, but you can see the progress made. And Julia, some good news. Gas prices dropped another 4 cents. Wish they would drop a little bit more, but we're trying to go in the right direction.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Thanks. Well, cuts to the Indianapolis Public Schools budget could impact the resources available for your student.
$17 million will be going away, and the district is calling this central office reductions. As Anna Chalker joins us live with some of the changes you might see, this could impact school to school. Good morning, Anna.
Good morning, ladies. The district telling us they have to make these cuts because less students are enrolling into their schools and they're receiving less money from the state and federal level. And this is not going to be a quick turnaround that you're going to see here because the district says they're going to reduce their spending over the next 2 years. So here is their plan for this. It's going to start in the central office by cutting 28 positions. They'll also be reducing extracurricular transportation like the Friday afternoon activity buses. Vendor contracts will be cut, and some of the sports for elementary and middle school students will shift. This means moving them to clinics or expanding partnerships with community athletic organizations. And IPS Superintendent Alicia Johnson addressed these changes on social media, saying this move is all about the future of students.
Now, these were not easy decisions, but they were made with a clear focus on ways we could spend less at the district level while minimizing further impact to our schools.
Now, there is an area where it'll become more expensive for families, and that's with pre-K as the rate will increase, but they're going to continue to accept those CCDF and On My Way pre-K vouchers. And for some parents, as you're waking up this morning and hearing this news, it's probably a little jarring to you hearing that more money is going away from the district. So coming up, you're going to hear from one parent who says they understand that these cuts are difficult, not really surprised about this, but what they could be seeing for their students here in the future.
I think I'm most surprised probably about the declining enrollment in the biggest school district in the state. Thanks so much, Anna.
It's 6:04, turning now to the data center battle on the east side that's been going on now for months. Those living in the Martindale-Brightwood neighborhood say they're looking to stop Metro Block still from coming to their area.
They battled this for months, and you might remember the Metropolitan Development Commission just signed off on this rezoning for the Metro Block's proposal last week. Now, Hoosier Environmental Council, along with several residents, are asking for a judicial review of that decision. They claim the MDC violated Indiana statutes and the Indiana Constitution.
Well, we reached out to the Hoosier Environmental Council, and the executive director there released a statement saying in part that this legal challenge reflects a unified effort by residents and HEC to protect the health, rights, and future of Martindale-Brightwood. We did also reach out to that company, Metro Blocks. When we hear back, we'll let you know their response.
Well, could medical marijuana be legalized here in Indiana? That's what one Republican lawmaker wants to see happen.
And this comes just weeks after the federal government has now reclassified the drug. So Marina Silva explains what this could mean now here at the state level in Indiana. Good morning, Marina.
Well, good morning, ladies. Even with the General Assembly not meeting for another 7 months, Republican State Senator Mike Bahachek wants to get a head start on the potential of legalizing medical marijuana. Now, this is a move that's mirroring what the federal government announced just last month. Now, the federal government didn't legalize it across the country, but it did signal a shift in how they view marijuana and considering it less dangerous. Now, Bahachek says the legislation would legalize while still creating guidelines for using marijuana for medical reasons. Now, his proposal would establish a tax rate and policy for the sale and distribution of medical marijuana. Now, for advocates, they say this is a step in the right direction, like Jeff Staker with Hoosier Veterans for Medical Cannabis. He spent years at the State House advocating to legalize medical marijuana in an effort to help veterans with various medical issues.
I believe that we're going to see a lot more bills coming out from both chambers in developing a proper protocol here in the state.
Now, Staker believes that starts with creating the Indiana Cannabis Commission, made up of stakeholders on all sides of the issues. Bahachek's proposal would also update the state's impairment laws and establish a blood concentration that would define impairment. Now, the state senator also says that this would bring in yearly tax revenue to the state, but not everybody's all on board with this. So coming up at 6:30, we're going to talk about some local organizations that do not want marijuana to get legalized here in Indiana.
A conversation that we have had before, but there's always new details. Thank you, Marina.
Well, Metro Police tell us they're trying to figure out who killed a woman in a hit and run on the north side of Indianapolis. This happened yesterday afternoon around 3 o'clock near East 42nd Street and German Church Road. IMPD tells us they found the woman in the road. She had died at the scene. Now they're searching for the driver suspected of hitting her, who they think was traveling southbound on German Church Road at the time. IMPD's fatal crash team is investigating.
I will never get to hug my brother again. He will never get to love on us again. But trust and believe.
That's the family of the man killed in a Broad Ripple mass shooting, remembering him as the man responsible learned his sentence. That was Nicholas Folk, who was sentenced to 88 years in prison for the March 2024 shooting at Land Sharks Bar. That includes 60 years for the murder of Tim Brown, whose family you just heard from, plus years for each of the 5 others that were hurt that night. As you saw Folk in court, he did not apologize or offer a clear reason for this shooting. Land Sharks closed after and never reopened.
A 16-year-old now charged with murder. Police say Amonte Douglas shot and killed 2 other teens and injured a third during a gun deal last April. He is due in court this afternoon. This is the 3rd Indianapolis teenager waived to adult court on murder charges in just the last few weeks.
9 minutes after 6. We're off to a dry start. A little cool, though, as you're headed out the door. Eventually, rain is on the way, but not until after about 8 o'clock or so a nice dry day. So coming up, we're going to time out the rain through the night and into tomorrow morning. Julia.
Thank you, Matt. Let's talk gas prices. Still a big concern, a big price sticker since the start of the Iran conflict. How President Trump is addressing both the global supply and the price that you're paying to fill up.
And an Indianapolis City County councilor is taking his concerns about Airbnbs to the company directly. At 6:30, the changes he wants after a deadly shooting last week.